Taiwan has responded to firing of missiles into the waters near its territories. In fact, this is the latest that's coming in. Taiwan has said, and I'm quoting here, China fired missiles into the water earlier today. The provocation is threatening our security. End of quote. Meanwhile, Japan has now claimed that ballistic missiles fired by China are believed to have landed in its exclusive economic zone for the first time. Remember, this comes at a time when Nancy Pelosi has now landed in Japan. Maruf Raza, in fact, consulting editor of Times Network, is joining us here on the broadcast. Maruf, thank you so much for speaking to us. This is dramatic developments ever since Nancy Pelosi set foot in Taiwan. We've been seeing all of this play out. What is your own assessment of the situation? Where is this headed?
Well, China is going to do a lot of muscle flexing to basically show its unhappiness with what Nancy Pelosi has done. Quite clearly, in China's assessment of things, there is a role that the American State Department has also played in it. For no other reason, I would attribute it to the fact that she flew in a U.S. Air Force aircraft. It was a private visit, then she would have gone in a privately chartered aircraft. So if the U.S. has supported these activities by giving the blessings of the U.S. government and the U.S. state, then the U.S. must bear some of the consequences of what China is planning to do. China is in a bind. The Chinese leadership is, in a few months' time, heading for once in a 10-year Congress in which President Xi Jinping is expected to get a third unprecedented term as head of China, and it might then automatically become a fourth term. So if he shows lack of resolve on the Taiwan issue, he is obviously going to come in for a lot of flack and might lose his cherished ambition to be the longest serving leader of China after Mao Zedong. The second aspect is that China has always claimed Taiwan as its own territory and will obviously not go easy on it, emboldened as it is by seeing the lack of US and European resolve to get onto the ground and defend the Ukrainian, and they are only giving Ukraine a lot of money and weapon systems. US has said that it is willing to get involved in a military confrontation with China over Taiwan if need be, and China wants to test the waters. Now it's going to be a question of who blinks first, who calls whose bluff. And finally, and most importantly, the time has come for a lot of countries, including India, to adopt a new approach to Taiwan and not continue to with its one country, two territories policy that is a unified China, within which China wants the world to recognize Taiwan as part of China. But I think India should recognize Taiwan as an independent entity and a country. It's the 25th biggest economy in the world. It is a source of semiconductors and nanotechnology, which if India does this for Taiwan, Taiwan will be happy to supply this to India, which is miles ahead of what China can give to India in terms of electronics and technology, and will help the Indian initiative of Make in India go leaps and bounds ahead. So we have to make a choice, and I don't think we have to be too worried about upsetting China, because China is not worried about upsetting us, whether laying territorial claims on Arunachal or in the Ladakh area.